Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be making some holiday cards. I'm very grateful to be hanging out with Tonic for their birthday week because I need to get jump started on my holiday cards. It is a fact. So I'm going to take this opportunity to have so much fun with this set. There is the Snow Much Fun set, which is a shaker card made easy, and more. And then also the aroma drops, which are exactly like they sound. So we'll get into that. Right here is the stamp set. It's just too cute. If you are a longtime card maker like me, you probably have 1,000,001 penguin holiday sets. But if you don't, this is a great one to have. You have a little guy on skates. One little guy look like he's holding something. You can put anything in his hand, hot cocoa. I do the ornament. And then another one looking like he's putting something on the tree. This die set is amazing. You have a lot of the inside pieces of the die. So right here I'm showing you the tree. Die cuts the stamp set, but then it also will die cut that the foliage or whatever it is, the leaves, if you will, on the tree inside. Also, the hat does the same with the details. The candy cane, the scarf, there's snowflakes, there's arms for snowmen. It's a really great solid die set. It also comes with a magnetic sheet. So Tonic, you've done leveled up. So thanks for that, because I know that is just something we all use anyway. So it's great that it's already in. Okay, let's look at the shaker. This cute little shaker. The outside die, there's multiple dies, makes it very simple to make mass produce cards. So all you do is you die cut each of these. Say you want to make 10, 15, 20 of these. You'll die cut, run those through the pass 10, 15, 20 times, and then you have each piece. So it's really great. So this piece right here is obviously solid, and then the inside's going to cut out of that. I'll show you what this all looks like as we start to pull it out. This is going to be the second half of the video today. I am pulling out these aroma drops. What do I know about these? Because these are brand new. They are a different scents. So the pink one is strawberry tart. The yellowish is vanilla cupcake. The blue is blueberry smoothie. And then the sort of purplish pink is damask rose. They do smell. They smell exactly like they're labeled. And I wasn't sure how these were going to fare. But I will tell you a little bit more about those in a little bit. Spoiler alert, they stay smelly when they dry, which is really kind of cool. You could do like sniff here. I don't know if you want to do that on a card, but okay. So let's get into some coloring. I am using some alcohol markers here. These are my 200 set from Ohuhu. If you have Ohuhu markers and you struggle with them, I have brush tips, I have the bullet nibs, and I have color charts to match over on my Etsy shop if you want to check that out. It's the only way I know how to color with these. They are not Copics. They're a lot more affordable, and so I had to do a little bit of blending on my own because the caps really don't mean a whole lot, except for the grays. Those always seem to make sense. The rest of them, not so much. But once you have a color chart of your own, or if you use mine, it makes it so simple, and the coloring is just super fun, fast, easy. You know what to grab. So I'll link that below in the description box if you want to check that out. I'm, of course, not going to show you how I colored up every single thing, just maybe one of each item. But I will tell you that I did two different cards, two different layouts. One was more of a pastel type of a holiday, like this, with the pinks, purples, blues, teals. And the other one is the green, red, gold type of look. And so I'm just going in, showing you here a little bit of my combinations and what I'm using. This is the same combo I used for the scarf of the penguin. So I'm just going to show you how that blends together on there. And of course, it's a circular globe type of shape. So you want to try to make it look like there's the highlight wherever you want it. I chose the middle. Now here I'm moving into a red scarf. I really liked the way this red scarf and gloves came out. I thought this was exactly what I was looking for, and I always get a really good red blend with my Ohuhu markers. I opted for the bullet tip. You can use the brush tip, of course, but I opted for the bullet tip on these just because the images and the places to color were a little bit smaller than usual, like the ornament and the scarf, the little hands, things like that. So I just went for a bullet nib. I love coloring with bullet nibs. I never had an issue with them. I'm not like a must-have brush person, although the Ohuhu brush markers are amazing. So here you can see I'm just matching up the present with the scarf, and I did that on the other set as well, just kind of pulled in some of those colors to match and make it go real nice. So the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you right here. I started to color this penguin sweater black or gray because I thought it was part of the penguin, but I realized it was a sweater. So we're going to make up for that. I'm going to fix my boo-boo. And I'm going to take out this holiday, I guess it could be holiday cardstock or whatever, but it's gold foiled stripes. And I am going to stamp my little guy out here. And then I am going to fussy cut just the sweater part. And it always amazes me when I'm doing paper piecing like this, because while I'm cutting, it never seems like it's going to look right, ever. Does anyone else notice that? But then the moment you put it up on to the actual stamped image, it looks like it fits perfect. So it's magic. Okay, so that's how we're going to do his sweater and fix that. I'm going to cut out my my tree here. That is my Gemini Go right there next to me. I like it a lot. It cuts beautifully, and it's really nice to have it right next to me, and it's small. So low footprint, but you know, it is limited because there are only so big of items that you can cut through it. So there is that. But I really do like it, and I think I got mine at Amazon for $59 one time, which was like a crazy flash sale. So, you know, I couldn't resist. Okay, I am going to cut through that on super warp speed, and then I'm going to show you, because I'm sure that you were hoping that it cut it out. Anyway, it's Sunday night here at 9:30. I'm a wee bit tired. Bear with me. Okay, now I have everything colored and cut, and they're so cute, and I'm trying to put them in their little color scheme order there. We're going to put this guy's little sweater on because I messed it up, and no one is going to be the wiser, because that's what we do in card making. We make mistakes, and then we find a way to fix them, because I wasn't about to start coloring this guy. First of all, I got to pull out the black ink. I got to stamp him down, probably use my Misty, got to get that out. Got to stamp it a couple times, then I got to recolor him. Like, that's, as my kids would say, TMW, too much work. Which I don't think that acronym actually makes too much work shorter, but I digress. Now I am going to have a lot of fun with the backgrounds. I'm using some watercolor cardstock. This particular cardstock is from ADHESIVES. And I am going to just get my colors all mixed. Now, if you'll notice, I'm picking some of those similar colors to the more pastel color theme, because I'm going to keep the backgrounds with each of those. And on the more traditional holiday card colors of the red, green, and gold, I'm going to use just a blue background. So I'm going to get that done, and then I'm going to heat set it a little bit with my heat tool. I'm going to now move into some of that blue. Now I am using Catherin Polar mini inks. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I am a huge fan of Catherin Polar inks. I have the full set, but I wanted to try out the minis, and I wanted to see for my viewers if they were a good way to start off, or a good way to have at all, period, Catherin Polar inks. And I have to say, yes, they're incredible. They're just literally, they are literally a mini version of the stamps, or of the inks. So they're great. They're wonderful. I think they're definitely more cost effective if you aren't going to use them a lot, or if maybe you don't have the space. That's another issue. So high five for the minis. They're great. Now I'm going to take out some of this foam tape here. This particular foam tape is from scrapbook.com, but I did this because I got a lot of warping. So you can use some double-sided adhesive on this, or you can use double-sided foam tape. Either way, but it's going to flatten them out immensely. So I highly recommend that, not just using a liquid glue on the back, unless you're going to put something heavy on it for a while. I find that double-sided adhesive and foam tape, or foam tape rather, works perfect. I'm using some Barely Art glue because I find that is an amazing glue to put on glitter cardstock, which is always a little bit tricky. But that works, as well as art glitter glue. That's another one that works fantastically. I did pop up a little bit of the upper portion of our penguin here just so that it was a little more even as I popped up that front snow hill. So it was actually, I don't think I popped up that front snow hill. Well, here we are together discovering a misstep on my card making. It is, let me tell you what, folks, I've been card making for easily 14 years now. And there is not usually a project that goes by that I don't make a mistake. It's part of the process, especially if you're pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone and you're trying new things, you're going to make mistakes. Now, is popping up snow hills versus non-popping up snow hills new to me? No, it's not. I just wasn't paying attention. I think I was watching a movie during this, so I'm going to blame it on the movie. I'm going to have this little guy holding this cute little ornament here. I took a risk here and I left the little white space in the middle of that ornament. You know, I watch people who know how to color do that, and it makes it look like the highlight, and it felt really uncomfortable. So that was new to me because I'm like, that's just not right. But I'm going to leave it because I think it's okay. It just takes some practice because you know in your brain, you're like, I didn't color that in the center. But from, you know, the illusion, you want it to look like that. Anyway, moving on to these aroma drops. Now, I chose the rose purely for the color, not the smell. It would have been cool if there was like a pine smell one for these. So that would be really neat. But I chose for the color, and I have to say, I don't know if they changed up the formula, but these drops came out really nicely. They came out smooth, they came out perfect, and when they dry, they still dry shiny like that, but they're a little bit darker than what you see on the screen. They're sort of transparent looking, but not when they dry. Now, this little tip here, this is a whiteout pen. You can get them from the Dollar Tree. They're not that expensive, but they are one of my favorite winter little accents to put on my cards because the drops, you can make them smaller, you can make them bigger. I'm making big chunky snowflakes here, but they don't come out like perfect round circles, which means they look more whimsical, they look real. So I like that a lot. This a very cheap way to put snow onto your scenes. Now, if I flicked some snow on top of this, it would have looked really great, like a blizzard. So those are the two cards that I made. We'll come back with some still photos in just a little bit, but we are going to, because I did some extra embellishing at the end, we are going to move into this cutie patootie penguin shaker. Oh my goodness, adorable. So here you can see all the different pieces that I have. Now I decided to use, because what I'm making is an ornament and not just going flat onto a card, I put a little extra layers on the back, and that was just to make it a little bit more sturdy. So what I am going to show you here is cutting out all the pieces. It's very easy assembly, definitely self-explanatory. Once you just cut out all the pieces, you'll see what you're doing. And I cut out the nose, right? So I'm just going to use some orange ink here, and Tutti Frutti to be exactly. Oh my God, I need a blooper reel. All right, so then I'm going to lay this one down on that solid background, and that's going to be the penguin that we lay over the shaker. But then the outline you can cut out as well to make it seamless, which this is just brilliant. So I'm putting in my little cheeks and my little nose here, add a little bit of color to the penguin's face. And then we are just going to align this outline, line it with some liquid glue, and just put it right over that dome. So I plan on making as many of these shakers that comes in the pack. I plan on making those for ornaments. I think they were just too fun. So here I'm adding just a little bit of stuff I have in my stash, things that looked wintry. And once I do that, I'm going to be able to remove that backing paper, and we are going to just put down the large piece that I showed you. Now I noticed that when I put down the larger piece, there was a tiny line around the outside of it. here you can see me line it up. There's a tiny line where I can still feel the adhesive, but that was a super simple fix. Once I got this all put together, I took my anti-static powder tool and just tapped it on the back and got rid of that sticky, wiped it away with a microfiber cloth, and no one would ever know. So it worked out perfect. And lining this guy up is super simple because the front is the same shape. So it's very easy to just make things line up exactly. And this image is symmetrical. So if you die cut it, it can lay on itself either way, which is kind of cool for spinner cards too. All right, so right here, you can see that he's done. Now I'm going to take my Crop-a-dile and I'm just going to make a hole right at the top. I opted for the smaller of the two because I didn't have a lot of space. So I just went and cut that hole in there. And then I'm going to take a piece of ribbon. Now if you struggle with ribbon, getting it through smaller punch holes, then hole punches, then I would cut it at an angle, get that sharp edge, and then pull it through that way. And this was pretty easy to do. So I got to use some stuff in my stash that I promised myself I would keep because one day I'm going to use it. It was 1, this ribbon, and 2, I'm pulling out brads. That's right, brads. And this little pad to poke my hole in. Again, couldn't part with it. There's some things that you just never should get rid of. So I was very happy about that. But I had this gem brad and this flower brad. And I put it right through at the top just to have fun and bring it together so that you can put it on your tree. And it looks so cute. It's got a little flower and a little gem. Oh, loved it. So glad I kept those things. And there you have it. And then right at the very top, to make the ribbon look sort of seamless, I just took my fabric scissors and I just cut right across. Side note, my husband took my fabric scissors to cut cardboard. If you know what I'm talking about, you know how much that hurts. Now I will show you some stills here. I added a little bit of stickles to the tree on the right and a little bit to that ornament. It was so fun. This was so much fun to play with. I cannot wait to make my holiday cards with this. Hopefully this got your kind of creative juices flowing and you're ready to dive in. Or if not, if you're a November waiter like me, I'll see you out there then. We'll make them together. But let me know if you have any questions or comments. I'll put everything I used in the description box below, as well as my Linktree link so we can connect on other social media platforms, my Amazon storefront so you can check out some of my favorite cost-effective craft products, as well as other things. I'll see you in the comments down below and in the next video. Bye-bye.